Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Raila Odinga is traversing all the corners of this country after losing his AU bid, and is telling us that he wants to do a consultative forum asking his supporters which way to go after the AU fiasco. And all these consultative forums are a mere formality because Raila has made up his mind. He wants to work with William Samoei Ruto. He stated that in Wajir yesterday, and the manner he was asking questions, those were leading questions, because when you start by asking people, you want people to tell you whether to join Gachagua or to join William Ruto to remain alone, and you frame your question like kuna ule jamaa alikuwa anataka kutuwekea mtego, mtego imemnasa yeye, unataka tumsupport. You are only telling your people that you don't want to work with Rigathi Gachagua, which is his own right. He's got reasons why he does not want to work with Rigathi Gachagua. But he should tell the people. Let him not go round and round like people are waiting for a bombshell, an earthquake, nothing. He's going to work with William Samoei Ruto. But ladies and gentlemen, today Raila was in Kisii. And that visit to Kisii was going to be a little bit precarious one for him, because Raila was going to a zone that has always supported him. You know, the support of people like Richard Onyonka, the support of people like the Kisii governor, Simba Arati. But this time around, things were different, because Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president of this country, had said that he's going to support Fred Matiangi as his presidential candidate through the Jubilee Party. And that changed the course of allegiance. Some of the leaders in Kisii had started saying that they want to ditch ODM because it is time for Raila to support one of their own. And Raila knew very well that he was going to be confronted with that very question: are you supporting Fred Matiang'i, or what are you going to do that now that other leaders are swearing allegiance to him?
Candidate yetu ya urais hapa nchini Kenya 2027 elections anaitwa Dr. Fred Matiang'i Opiyo. Tena hatusongi nyuma. We will continue. We have decided that if you have a dysfunctional country, that institutions are not ready to share the cake equitably, then you must look for alternatives. How you will force those who are in power to share those resources with you equitably. We are projects, we will set our own political party, we will go and negotiate. We know Fred Matiang'i is going to win, but he cannot win alone. We are going to talk to everybody. We are going to talk to Kalonzo, we will talk to Gachagua, we will talk to Uhuru, we will even talk to Raila. We will tell them it is now our time, because where we are, this country requires to look for us also from the small class. Even as who are without the numbers, we need to be given an opportunity to show what we can do.
So when they started their meeting, journalists were requested to walk out. As a matter of fact, it is a request, but you know, there's no journalist who can say tafadhali wacha tu tukae tusikie. So basically, you can say they were ejected, you can say they were chased, but I don't think so. They were requested or they were ordered, I don't know, but they were told go outside, because this is an in-house, kind of a forum. We will call you after we are done, then we will brief you.
Introduction. Tukimaliza nitauliza kila wanahabari, kwa sababu tuko na biashara ya in-house. Mtatupea nafasi. Sasa kwa haraka tu, wacha niwajulishe wabunge wawili ambao wako pamoja na sisi. Mheshimiwa Barongo yuko hapa kutoka Bomashogo. Mheshimiwa Lene ni mjumbe wetu. Wametoka Nairobi. Wengine hawangepata ndege ya kuja kwa sababu mkutano huu ulisemekana jana jioni. Kwa hivyo ndio sababu wamefika. Our speaker yuko pamoja na sisi hapa. na my deputy yuko hapa. Kwa hivyo kwa kwanza nitauliza tafadhali wanahabari, tutakuja kuongea na nyinyi, tumeyasema hapa. Kwa hivyo nitauliza wanahabari wote mtupe nafasi, watu wa cameras.
Once they were done, of course Raila briefed people on what they had talked about. But then I think it was the journalists who were there who now confronted him directly. But of course Raila was expecting that Frederick Matiang'i is being fronted as a possible presidential candidate in 2027. What say you? And this is what Raila had to say. Some people are saying that he dismissed. Some people say that, he said Matiang'i cannot be, depending on the target audience. Both the mainstream and social media are reporting it differently. But here is what Raila said.
Not be elected president of Kenya on the basis of the Kisii votes, or the Luo votes, or Luhya votes for that matter, or even the Mount Kenya votes. If you want to be elected, you'll be elected by Kenya general. So that is something that we will deal with when the actual time comes up. Mr. Matiang'i has not, as things stand, come up to speak, to declare that he wants to run for the presidency. So I don't know where you're getting that information.
We can leave it there. We can leave it there.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Raila's choice of that reply, of that answer, was very calculative because he knows what he was talking about. I want us to take a second or two and try and look at exactly what Raila said. And I know there are several political commentators and pundits who have talked about this, and they have their several interpretations. Before we do that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell. This allows YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Don't forget to like and share our videos. And I want to thank those who support us in one way or the other. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Amolo Odinga is on record having said that he will support Fred Okengo Matiang'i. That was in 2022, and he was being asked. Fred Okengo Matiang'i was the interior minister, and he was helping Raila. You remember when people thought that they had the deep state, and Fred Okengo Matiang'i was leading, and he was asked, what about our son? And he told them, when the right time comes, we will support Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And even said, we talked with Uhuru Kenyatta about Matiang'i. Here it is.
Ya Matiang'i. Huyu Matiang'i ni kijana yangu. Kwa hivyo wacheni kuniambia mimi fanya hii. Mimi najua. Tulieni kwanza. Mambo bado. Unaelewa sasa? Mambo bado. Tuliketi chini na Uhuru tukasema tutulie moto. Tuunganishe wa Kenya. Wewe kama kitu kimoja. Tulete makabila yote ya Kenya pamoja. Sio?
Even as they were asking, even the leaders can tell Raila, you had said you will support Fred Okengo Matiang'i. But do you know why Raila answered that way? He's telling them, Fred Okengo Matiang'i has not said himself that he wants to contest. And therefore he's telling the Kisii leaders, you cannot accuse me of neglecting you. You cannot accuse me of not supporting one of your own. The fact that Uhuru Kenyatta said he will support Fred Okengo Matiang'i, Fred has not reached out to me. Fred has not said it anywhere that he wants to contest, and therefore, I'm the one who said I will support him. But he has not come out to say he wants to contest. Let him come. If I refuse after he has declared his interest in the presidency, then you can now accuse me. But as it is, Fred has not told anyone that he wants to run. And I think that is what Raila was telling them. You cannot come and tell me that I don't want to support your son. Where has he come, or where has he declared? He has not even come to me to show me that he wants to run. And I think that is the number one interpretation. Number two, Raila is telling the Kisii leaders, and of course, by extension, Fred Matiang'i, if you want to run for presidency, can you show the people of Kenya that you are serious? As a matter of fact, there are people who believe in Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Why? Kenyans believe in people who are tough. When Fred was in the Ministry of Education, he could, walk stealthily or storm into one of the schools. And I remember one day he caught a teacher, who was wasting time. It was his time to be in class. The lesson was indicating that he was supposed to be in class. Then Fred stormed the school and he had not reported. So in one of the classes he went, who's supposed to be in class, teacher so and so, is he in school? Yes. Fred Okengo Matiang'i roasted that teacher, asking him, if it was your son in a certain school that is in that school, and God has bestowed upon you this opportunity to be in charge of these children, I mean, what are you doing? And you could see how the teacher was remorseful. In one of the dormitories, he was asking a teacher, if it was your daughter or son, spending a night in such places that are not very fit for humanitarian consumption. And Fred was very tough. As the interior minister, he tackled William Ruto. As a matter of fact, he was elevated by Uhuru Kenyatta to try and manage William Samoei Ruto. Because of that strictness, and of course, I think he performed, there are people who like him. There are others who are saying, no, this is part of the cartel that killed people in 2017 or thereabout. But there are people who believe in Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So Raila is telling him, if you want to contest, resign from your job. Understand that Fred Okengo Matiang'i is working in one of the departments of the UN, United Nations. Now, what we have seen, yes, the Jubilee Party endorsed him. We also saw some leaders of UPA saying this is our candidate. We've seen Fred Onyonka saying, even during the launch of the People's Liberation Party, it is Richard Onyonka who represented him. But we've never seen Fred. I mean, when political realignment is taking place, Fred Okengo Matiang'i cannot afford to be outside the country, allowing people to speak for him. We want to elect him. We want him to come. We want him to start talking about the Shah and the abductions. He cannot be in some world, in his own world, enjoying life. When people are suffering, then he wants to come last minute. And I think that is what Raila was saying. Come back to the country, announce that you want to contest, and then we will consider supporting you. Number 3, I think Raila is telling Matiang'i, stop being a project. There are 2 types of projects. There's a project where you say, I, Fred Achando, I want to contest for presidency in 2027. Then William Ruto comes or Raila and says, I believe in Frederick and therefore namunga mkono. And there is that one where you've not even declared. Then some people say, we want Fred to contest. And people are like, do you even have such ambitions? It looks quite ridiculous when some people start talking about your name, but you have not declared. You really look like a project. And Raila is telling him, don't be a project. Raila is also telling Fred Okengo Matiang'i, if you want to become a presidential candidate and you are serious about it, don't rely on the votes of sons and daughters of Omogusi alone. Because if you remember the other time, the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was being accused of being tribal, of seeking his support only within Mount Kenya or Gema. And they were saying that if you want to show that you're a leader, please extend an olive branch to be seen as a national leader. As a matter of fact, you cannot be a president by, for example, coming from the Luo community that I depend and rely only on the Luo votes. Of course, I believe that it has to start from your people. Charity begins at home. Your family, your community must believe in you. Because if I meet someone outside here and he tells me, huyu Matiang'i hapana, hata sisi ushago hata tumtambu, atanipiga roho, and I will start thinking, okay, if his people do not believe in him, then why me? But as much as they support you, then you now need the other support, the support of other people. Like, I hear most people saying that Kalonzo Musyoka should now move away from Mombasa and Ukambani. Let him go to Luo Nyanza, Western, Kisii huko Kuria. Let him walk the country and show that he's serious. Hii mambo ya kuita press conferences uko Mombasa, hapo uko Kambani, ama hapo Mount Kenya, please spread your wings. So I think Raila is telling Fred Okengo Matiang'i, don't rely on Kisii votes alone. For example, he should be sending someone else apart from Onyonka, so that he's being seen as he's begun to spread his wings. I think that message is very clear. You cannot rely on only your votes. You must start from home, but then move away from your home. And the last one, Raila, as any other politician, is selfish. I've told you that if you are a politician and you're not selfish, then you're not a politician. The extent of your selfishness is what matters. Raila does not want to lose being the kingpin of Kisii. For some years after the death of Simeon Chai, the Kisii community embraced Raila, and truth be told, they have supported Raila Odinga. That is as a matter of fact. And Raila does not want to lose that support base. And if you want to know that Raila does not want to lose any support base, when William Ruto gave him an opportunity to nominate people to the cabinet, in Western, he picked Oparanya in the cooperative ministry. In Coast, he picked Joho. That only tells you that there's a way he wants to remain kingpins in those countries, because he understands that William Ruto is also very crafty. Even as they work together, William Ruto would want to infiltrate those places and even take over. That's why William Ruto immediately he was sworn in as the president. He took people like Jalango, all those ODM members, because he wants to weaken the party. And Raila knows that very well. The party must remain strong. That is why, at some point, Simbarati was like working, he was leaning towards William Ruto. Even Abdul Swamad, of course, someone was working with William Ruto until he realized the pot was going. That's when he realized this man is not good. So Raila Odinga elevated Simbarati, is now a deputy party leader. Abdul Swamad, a deputy party leader. In the Coast, Ososi is a deputy party leader. So that he's still telling them, this party belongs to you. This is like what we call a successive promotion, kind of politics. Mimi nikienda, people like Karati will be there. Raila does not want to lose that support base, and that's why he's trying to dismiss Fred Okengo Matiang'i. But very politely, he's telling him, Fred hajasema anataka kusimama. He's never declared. So as far as it's concerned, he still remains the kingpin. He still enjoys that support base. But the Kisii people do not want him to associate with William Ruto. So ladies and gentlemen, from my own interpretation, I don't know what to think, but I really feel that those are the reasons why Raila has described Fred Okengo Matiang'i, reminding him of the support, reminding people that he's not declared. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.